time around because the fans were really disappointed that we didn't get one last time.
I mean, hopefully we get a face off. I mean, it's not like I'm gonna throw all my hard work away and do something stupid. I mean, there's gonna be a lot of trash talk because that's what people are expecting. But I'm not gonna do anything to jeopardize this fight. I worked too hard, and we're here at the finish line, baby. You know what I mean? So, like I said, the hard part is done. I like to say that the training camp's always the hard part. So now it's time to go have fun on Saturday night.
What was your thoughts on Caleb Plant Canelo's conversation mid-fight when he told Canelo, "I respect your speech"?
That's a sign of weakness. He was already breaking down, and just like how he's breaking down in that fight, I'm gonna break him down too. So, I mean, that's just basically what I had to say about that.
David, can you talk about the body transformation? Being more chiseled coming into this fight, and what it'll affect on fight night?
I mean, I just worked hard, as you can see. I mean, I didn't leave any stone unturned. I worked extremely hard on everything. I got my miles in, got my strength and conditioning, got my abs in, got my sparring rounds in. I've worked extremely hard for this fight. So now it's time to show out on Saturday.
Man, it's a great vibe. It was a great vibe that week though, and I've handled everything. All my media obligations well. It wasn't, I've headlined other cards before, and the Canelo fight wasn't much more than those, and obviously this isn't more than that. So. I'm feeling good though. Energy's great, focused, locked in, and ready to roll.
Benavidez camp, they were talking about you being a red man now, and they actually feel like you sitting down on your punches is going to benefit them more because you'll be standing there an extra second or two.
Yeah.
What do you say to that, David?
I mean, I have no, I don't pay any attention to that. Again, I'm focused on what I need to do Saturday, and I just can't wait for the bell to ring.
About winning the knockout, which type of knockout would be more gratifying for you, to knock him out cold or to kind of beat him down the way Canelo did?
I think as long as I stop him and get the knockout, that's really what satisfies me. But like I said, he's a tough fighter. He moves around a lot. But it's my job to be able to face whatever adversity he throws my way, and we're still going to go for the knockout. I know I'm going to be able to hurt him. I know once I get going and get my hands on the dudes, they can't take my power, and I know that for a fact. And Caleb Plant is no different.
Yeah, I'm highly motivated for this fight, and this fight means a lot to me. This is one that's been brewing for quite some time. Our teams have agreed to disagree on who's better, but Saturday night we get to figure it out.
There's a lot of trash talk out there, but we can talk about something positive. This could be one of the best fights in this 2023. How can you define this fight? How's the feeling?
It's just great to be a part of another big event. Again, like I've said, this isn't my first time being a part of these big events and these big fights, and so I'm just excited to be back in front of all you guys and in front of the crowd and just get in there and do what I love.
Good, man. Like I said, I give my life and I give everything for these fight fans. That's why I have such a KO percentage ratio. The fans like to see knockouts and stoppages, and I'm not going to stop here. I've worked the hardest I've ever worked in my life, and it's the most important I've ever had in my life. So it's time to continue to give the fans what they want to see. And like I said, I've heard everybody I've been in the ring with. Caleb Plant is no different. I'm going to break his ass down.
Is it crazy to just know how you started, how you were big as a kid, and seeing how slim you are now, how cut up you are? Is it kind of like a crazy transformation for you to see oh wow, I did this, I look like this now?
No, it's not me saying wow, it's me congratulating myself for keeping my word to myself. I knew that when this moment was going to come, I was going to work my ass off to get to pay-per-view and to be here, and I deserve to be here more than anybody. I wasn't giving no handouts. I started off, as a chubby kid, and I had to work even harder to get to where I'm at today. Nobody expected me to be here, and just like a lot of people doubt me, not saying I'm not going to win this fight, I'm here to prove everybody wrong.
Yeah, obviously Brett Mann's come in and brought some new things and reiterated a lot of things that my dad has been wanting for a long time, and I'm also settling into myself as well with all the experience that I've gained through all these big fights that I've been in, and just coming into my own. So, he's going to have to be on his P's and Q's.
Caleb, how does having Charlie, your daughter, around camp, just obviously at home when you're relaxing and all that, how does that change from camps before?
Well, JP, she's a great partner, she's a great wife, she's a great friend, and she makes it to where all I have to do is focus on boxing, especially in camp. And so, it's hasn't been too different than many other camps, but other than just having that extra added motivation of my daughter being in the gym with me some and seeing me train and watching me work hard, and it's important for me to set that example for her, and it's just I'm just highly motivated.
To really think of myself with those terms, I just want to keep being the fighter that the fans want to see and keep giving them the performances they want to see, and keep being a role model for the kids. The kids are like me. There's a lot of kids around the world that a lot of people call them fat and say that they're never going to do nothing, so like I said, I just want to be a role model to those kids, an example that everything that you put your mind to can be done.
Did you talk about seeing your face all over this hotel? I know you've been to this hotel before for other fights and things like that. Talk about the feeling that now you are the name on there, you are the face on all the banners.
I'm just very excited, man. I'm very excited, very happy. Like I said, we worked our asses off to get to this moment, and now it's about just keeping my word to myself. This is definitely, a dream come true, seeing all you guys with the cameras in here and, being in the MGM. So now that I know I could get here, the sky's the limit. I'm gonna keep working hard.
I think it's an advantage for sure. Experience plays a major role in these big fights, and the things that separate fighters at this level are the small things, and that's something I have on my side.
Caleb, having DavidBenavidez.com, having that domain name, did you think that was maybe the best part of the battle, kind of before the battle? You know what I mean? The jabs have been gone by.
I felt like it was a pretty good move. Again, I've been having that since about 2018, 2019, and we sold a lot of Revenge Tour merch that week in the pre-sale, and we sold a lot of merch. I'll just say that.
For a long time between you guys, is there going to be like a moment of like, hey, respect at the end, or is it just?
The moment of respect is when you go in the ring and you touch the gloves for the first time. If you don't want to touch the gloves, I really don't care. But that's the most respect I'll give him. The respect I gave him is preparing for him. I worked extremely hard, and it is what it is.
The WBC has ordered Canelo to fight you next if you win this. So if you do win, would you force the WBC to strip Canelo if he doesn't fight you?
We would have to see. I think I want to fight Canelo, just to prove myself that I'm the best at 168. But if he doesn't want to fight, then of course that's the route we'll go. I've been mandatory for the past 2 fights, so it's my turn to fight for that title. But first things first, we're taking care of business on March 25th. Well, that's what I am. I've always showed that offensive side of me. I've worked on the defensive side of me in this fight too, and like I said, I'm gonna have to bring every weapon out in my arsenal to get the knockout against Caleb Plant. But I want to follow in that great line of Mexican fighters like Julio Cesar Chavez, Marco Antonio Barrera, Morales, all those guys that were brawlers and went out and gave their heart for all their fans. That's exactly what I want to be.
You saw yourself, you always dreamed of seeing yourself like how you saw Manny, and look at all these cameras. This is the most attention you've gotten out of any fight. How is it finally realizing, seeing the dream come through in real time for you?
I just try to live in the moment. This is a beautiful moment, seeing everybody here. Everybody took the time to come see me, and I'm just very grateful. Very grateful, but now that I know I could get here, now the sky's the limit for me. I'm gonna continue to be here. This is what I want to be my whole life, and just want to continue working hard. I'm satisfied with the victory, but I'll be very disappointed in myself. Like I said, I've been talking a lot of shit, so I want to go and get the knockout. But like I said, I've heard everybody I've been in the ring with. So I could definitely get it. I just have to, throw the right shots. I have the stamina, bro. I've been sparring 15 rounds the most, 4 different sparring partners. So it's nothing new to me. I'm gonna keep pushing until I get that.
A boxing gym that you were leaving.
Yeah.
I feel like that was a while back as well. What was your reaction to that, and just with the timing of it?
Yeah, no, I'm definitely glad that one of you guys asked that. A little ways before the Darrell fight, there was a situation where the owner of that gym, he was asking me to help pay his rent, and there was a situation where I not only have always paid my camp dues, but that I helped him out with rent before. And I hate even having to speak on helping people, but I feel like I've been put in a position where I got to tell my side, and so we let him know that we wouldn't be able to pay his $5,500 or $6,000 rent this time. And he was like, well, I'll sell you my Rolex for $5,000. I'm like, no, what you need to do is go pawn that for $2,500. My dad offered to chip in $500, I'll chip in $500, and maybe you can get some of these other coaches in here that you don't charge any rent. They don't pay you any rent off training people in here. Maybe they can pitch in $500, and before you know it, we'll have the $5,500. And that wasn't enough. He wanted me to pay the whole $5,500 for his rent, and I just told him that I couldn't do that because, it was 1 week until his rent was due. And if I pay that, is he gonna have next month's rent in time? And if he don't, then I'm gonna have to pay that, or I'm gonna lose my first $5,500. Or if I pay that one too, and then the 3rd month rolls around, he don't got money, I'm gonna be out 10, and that's not a good business plan. And so, I just asked him, hey, you don't want me to train here? I'm not gonna argue with the man about training his gym. Maybe I'll just get my fight banners and, I'll be out of here. And then he wanted to act like he wasn't going to give me my fight banners that I let him put on his wall. He's like, no, you can't have them back. And, you know, that's something I want to pass down to my kids. I worked really hard for those banners, and I wouldn't leave until I got my banners. So he gave them back. And but I've posted the screenshots of, you know, on Twitter where, you know, he thanked me for helping him pay his rent, and where I've paid him money before, and, you know, all these other things. So if anybody wants to go check that out on my Twitter, they can. And, you know, this will be the last time I'm speaking on it because, you know, I want to focus in on my fight. But I am glad that you asked that question. And, you know, it just, I didn't mind being part of the solution, but I can't keep being the whole solution to your money issues, because at some point, you know, no amount of money is going to fix a bad business plan. No, again, that happened before the Darrell fight. So that happened before the Darrell fight, and so that was, you know, that's closing on 2 years. But the gym owner, Armin, sent that to Jose for Jose to post it for, you know, trying to play mind games and ruffle my feathers. But even Darrell said, hey, I had that video before we fought, so Armin must have sent it to him too to try and get under my, you know, ruffle me up. And Darrell tweeted that and said, but I didn't post it because it didn't have anything to do with me or my fight, and that's probably one of the only things me and Darrell will ever agree on. But you know, it was nice to see him clarify that as well. So that's way old, and that's just Jose and another one of his lies, and, you know, just trying to be foolish.